In the land of Talaris, on the road to Sunport City, a group of adventurers travel to uncover the mysteries of a series of portals being opened into the elemental plane of water. These portals have caused destruction and mayhem in various cities of the land, and it is up to our heroes to discover who or what is behind them. Assisted in the village of Hoster by two brothers from the plane of water, they have managed to seal the latest breach and are searching for more information from the citizens of Sunport City, where the first portal appeared. Along the way, the party encountered an enigmatic merchant where they purchased a magical tent and other various items. Stopping for the night, they set up their tent and prepared to rest. Gormer Songwood took watch and noticed a shadowy figure approaching the tent, attempting to cut through its outer walls with a dagger. Gormer confronted the intruder, chasing him into the nearby trees. Gormer held the man firm, but was attacked by another, taking a crossbow bolt in the shoulder in the process. We resume our adventure as the party stirs, rushing to Gormer's aid.
All right. We are live.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to... This is Session 2, technically. We had our Session 0, and then Session 1, and now we're on Session 2. It's our third episode. Episode 3.
Episode 3, season Session 2. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So, as you just heard from the intro video, some things have happened, and the party is kind of in the middle, or not in the middle, they're at the beginning of a little scuffle going on. But before we dive into that, we're just going to say real quick, welcome to the stream. Thank you for watching. To everyone that has followed the channel and engaged with us on Twitter, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And we hope you continue to watch and continue to enjoy the show. Our druid, Pacifica, played by Hannah, will not be with us this week, but she will be back next week. But this week we do have our friend Quentin with us. So everybody say hello, and welcome to Quentin.
Better late than never, right?
Maybe. Maybe coming in as everyone dies. Everyone rolls up new characters except for Quentin. So, the intro video gave a kind of overview of what has been going on, but we are also going to get a quick recap from one of our players from that character's perspective. And we're gonna turn it over to Chris. Tell us what Ozzy has gone through the past few days.
Oh no, a lot of things.
Ozzy has gone through a lot of things. He has been sent on this punishment quest, and he thought it would be a quick trip. And turns out it wasn't, and he's made a bit of a enemy with one of his companions named Barakiel, who he's taken a great disliking to for making him follow through with this quest. They've spent some time after killing a plesiosaurus. He thought they would be done, but they've been now taken by Levi Haverston to scout out more missing portals and see where, if and how we can stop them. He is currently asleep as the party rouses, and he has not awakened as of yet. And a bit surprised at some of the machinations that his other companions have going on, and their adaptability to steal. That's Ozzy.
All right. So, as we come back in, Gormer has confronted an intruder at the back of this magical pop-up tent Looked like the intruder was trying to cut into the tent for some reason. Gormer confronted him and managed to follow him into the woods and grapple him, and was trying to drag him back to the rest of the party when, out from the bushes, he was struck with a crossbow bolt, doing a fair bit of damage, but Gormer's still standing. Then Gormer kind of laid into the dude, doing a significant chunk of damage. And we come back in as the rest of the party, minus Ozzy, has kind of roused and is going towards the source of the commotion. So as you guys kind of come out of the tent and around to the side, you can see Gormer kind of toe-to-toe with this burly-looking, dark black leather-clad individual. What are you doing? You can also see a crossbow bolt sticking out of his shoulder.
Yeah. He'd started carrying the unconscious man back as well.
Oh, he wasn't unconscious.
Oh, he wasn't unconscious? Oh, okay.
If I remember rightly, you said we were going to start the session with rolling for initiative.
Yeah, is there anything you want to do as that is happening?
Literally, Barakiel will, he sleeps with everything, laid out next to him.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing a scuffle outside, he will sort of assess that he needs to be there right away, so he just puts his boots on, which are right next to his bed, picks up his greatsword, and exits the tent.
Okay.
What's the terrain outside? Is it like high brush, or...?
No, you guys are kind of in the middle of the forest. Gormer was able to find a small clearing using his natural furbolg abilities, but you are surrounded by thick woods.
I'm going to do what I do best and go hide behind a tree and wait for something to come out at me.
Okay.
How far away would that put me from the action?
It depends on how close you want to get.
Within striking distance, but still enough to be hidden.
Okay, what weapons are you using again?
Daggers.
Daggers, I thought so. Okay. You could easily get within throwing range of your daggers. So, at this point, and Pacifica and Bjorn have also come out of the tent and are following Barakiel towards Gormer. And that is where we will roll initiative. And I also would like Stitch to roll for stealth, please.
We're not breaking this trend yet.
Pacifica got a natural 20.
Same.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a 16 on a stealth check.
Okay.
I'd rather that nat 20 on one of my attack rolls, but
I got a 9.
Okay.
Yeah. So my AC is 10 at the moment because
Awesome.
I haven't donned my armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's like you need some emergency levels in monk or barbarian. I mean, either one.
I mean, barbarian would at least work because I have high con.
There you go.
Okay.
So then I would have 12 AC, which still isn't much better.
Okay, and I will expect you to keep track of that. 'Cause I have to also...
21 on the initial roll for me.
Alright, give me just a moment. So Pacifica has a +3 to her initiative, so hers is 23. Barakiel also got a natural 20. What does that make your initiative?
20.
So 20, okay. Alright, alright, who's next in the order? We're at 20?
I got a 21.
21, nice. That beats the natural 20. That's pretty great.
That's +7 initiative bonus.
Jesus Christ, that's amazing.
Oh, swashbuckler, yeah.
And then Gormer?
Not.
9.
Yep.
All
Is
right.
that 9 in total?
That's a 9 in total.
With your
That's a
plus?
6. +3.
Okay, only plus 3.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm
Was
gonna
a-
roll for these guys as well.
Gormer is not allowed to go first in combat. It's not rolled higher than I think an 11 in initiative yet.
All right.
I've got a passive wisdom of 12, so when the battle wakes me up, I guess just let me know.
Okay. It's gonna take something loud.
Oh yeah.
All right. So up first, we have Pacifica, and you guys are just kind of coming into the fray, and she sees Gormer kind of out. So she is going to do a healing word to Gormer. Try to get him back up. And yep, 1d4 plus spellcasting modifier. And
Which will
she
probably
sent
be
me all
wisdom.
this stuff. Yeah, she sent me all this stuff, and I just have to like scroll through it. All right. Yep. So 1d4 plus 4. That is
Nice.
going to be 6. You heal 6 hit points.
Almost at max.
And she's gonna stay kind of behind Barakiel, just kind of looking a little frightened and unsure of what's going on. So that will bring us to Stitch.
All right. So how far am I away from? Gormer's still got this guy in the clutched, right? He's still got him.
He's toe to toe with him, but the guy is not currently grappled. But he is.
How far?
He is, like,
How
right
far
next
away
to
is
him.
he from me?
At this point, they're probably about 60 feet from you, so you can move a little closer and get a hit in.
1 sec. I think I had a racial ability as far as feline agility.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta look at that.
That's a really good one. Especially as a rogue, it's a really good ability. He can move ridiculously far.
Mm-hmm.
So I can actually, with feline agility, I could move 60 feet,
All right.
spend that, and I'm right on top of him.
All right. So you want to be right up next to the guy?
I'm right next to the guy.
Okay. Are you flanking with Gormer?
Yes,
Okay. All right. I assume you're going to attack him.
I am.
All right. Roll to attack with advantage. And let me see if he noticed you coming up behind him. He did not. So this is an auto crit.
That's only assassins that auto crit.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right. My bad.
It's advantage though, so
Yeah, you do have
get
advantage.
Okay,
But you still got sneak attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a natural 20.
Okay. Well, there you
my.
go.
Don't even need
There
it.
you go.
Yeah, I can't make it up.
I believe you. I believe you.
I don't believe it. That's why I had to show it.
All right.
So that's max damage.
Oh, jeez.
No, you roll
Wow.
your damage die twice.
Well, you roll a damage dice, double what you roll, and then add your modifiers on top of it.
Holy crap. Hold on.
It's probably going to be a bit.
He did.
How about that?
I mean, I don't know if he's dead either, but rogue, because it's double the sneak attack dice too.
Yep, it is.
Rogue, yeah, rogues. When rogues crit,
all
it
dice.
hurts.
Yes,
All-
that's
all
why.
dice
That's why
double.
assassins do roast.
Okay,
damage.
that's
Yeah.
17.
Okay,
That's
nice.
that's without the sneak attack.
Oh,
Hold on a second.
yeah. Roll all your dice, then
yeah,
double
roll
it.
your
Yeah.
sneak attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost my character sheet here.
So that'll be 2 more d6 or 1d6 and double it, whichever way around you're doing it.
1d6.
No, I thought it started at 2d6 for sneak attack.
Nope, 1d6.
Yeah, for level 3,
Yeah,
I
it's-
believe it's 1.
Actually, it is 2d6.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Man,
Oh,
I need
'cause
to
you're
read up
level
on my
3.
rogues.
Yeah, I assumed you're level 1 for some reason. It starts at 1d6.
So that's 10, 20, 37 damage?
Jesus. All right. 37 damage. Good God. All right. So, what does it look like, Stitch? What does that look like?
You just see this flurry of blades and matted fur come out of the wood. Just Ginsu this dude.
All right. He's not dead, but Yeah, he's like, Gormer, you're standing in front of him, and from behind you just see like this Victorian ruffle collar kind of outline behind this dude, and then you just watch him stiffen as a blade is shoved into his back. And yeah, when you pull it out, Stitch, you nicked something, because he is bleeding heavily. He does not look good, and he just kind of growls at Gormer and kind of whips around so that he's got both of you in his peripheral. Are you doing anything else?
I can actually
you're dual wielding, so you can attack with your offhand as well as a bonus action, correct?
Yeah, but that's just I don't add my proficiency, right?
It's stat modifier, not proficiency. You still
That's
get
right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm nervous, guys.
You're good.
No worries. I'm learning this. I'm first time playing a rogue, so I'm learning it myself.
Yeah, we're all learning together.
All right, so that's just another 1d4.
Let me double check this, but I think swashbucklers actually get 2 sneak attacks.
No, they don't.
No, that I can
No,
confirm.
they just get sneak attack for more reasons.
Okay.
So that's another 3 damage.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so the second strike kind of just nicks into the guy's armor. It still pierces and does a little bit of damage, but that first hit was that was critical, literally.
I can go back into hiding too, can I?
No, you use your bonus action to attack.
Since you used your offhand, that was your bonus action. But you can still move, I think.
I'll just wait. I'm not broken opportunity attack.
Okay. All right. So, yep, Gormer and Stitch are just kind of back to back with this guy, and that will bring us to Barakiel.
Can I have a so I've just come out. Mm-hmm. What do I see? I see this one guy.
Yeah, off in the distance, you see Gormer, and then standing really close to Gormer, you see just a figure dressed all in black with a hood. And do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah. So yeah, you would be able to see that this guy is like clad in black leather and has a hood. His head is turned away from you at this point, since he's kind of keeping an eye on something and Gormer.
Yeah. And how far away are they?
They're roughly just on the edge of 60 feet.
Okay, so I will move half distance,
Okay.
30 feet towards them, so next turn I can get up in there. And as he's charging forward, he's got sword in both hands, and he's shouting a prayer to cast Shield of Faith. So his sword starts to glow, and he puts a sheet of parchment with divine writing on his chest, and he starts to glow, and he now has +2 AC.
Nice. Okay. Yep. All right, so that is Barakiel's turn.
Yes.
And now it is their turn. So this half-orc individual who has been brutalized is going to... He's been hurt pretty bad, so he is going to use his action to disengage, and he is going to run 30 feet. So he is running back into the trees away from the tent as fast as he can, which is only 30 feet. But yeah, that's his turn. However, from the bushes we'll say at Stitch, since he was the one who wounded the guy most severely, what is your AC?
Probably unarmored, because you wouldn't have had time to put on your armor.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Stitch.
But you're a rogue, so that's probably one different.
Yeah.
should be just 10 plus your dexterity, I believe.
Yeah. So 13 or 14.
Stitch, we cannot hear you.
Oh,
You're
that's
muted.
good. I'm sorry.
There we go.
There we go. 15, I'm sorry.
Okay, so yeah. So this does hit. It is another crossbow bolt coming out, and that is 1d8 plus 3. That is 9 again. So another crossbow bolt fires out from the bushes. Gormer, you hear it, and you see this bolt kind of pierce into Stitch's shoulder this time, kind of in the upper portion. Not doing any vital damage, but still sticking in and causing some irritation. Only a flesh wound. And then from the other side of the bushes, opposite, there are a couple of bushes here on the left, and then a couple of bushes on the right, and there's some trees in between. And from the right side, you guys hear a voice call out, and the voice will just say, it's a female voice, and she just yells out, "We want the angel. The rest of you can leave." And that'll be their turn. So up next in the order is Gormer.
Oh, it is me.
Yep.
Can I still see the guy who darted away?
Yep, he's only 30.
All right, that's a perfect distance. So we're gonna start off by just tossing a radiant sunbolt towards him.
All right, roll to hit.
That is a 19.
That will hit.
Total.
That will hit.
All right.
Roll that damage.
For max 7 damage.
Okay.
And then we are going to move towards the crossbow bolt, where the crossbow bolts have been coming from.
Okay. Yeah. Since 2 of them have come out of there, one of them stuck in you and one in Stitch, you've kind of got a bead on where they came from, and you're able to see it. And is that the rest of your turn?
I'm actually going to use, if I can, the extra attack from martial artists to try to just knock the crossbow out of his hands. It's what we want to do. I mean, if it's just basically just an attack, if we can...
moving 30 feet, yeah, you'd be able to make that.
That's a 8.
8. That will not...
18.
Oh, 18. Sorry. Yes, that will hit. And as you come up to the individual, it's another person dressed in dark leather. And this one's obviously holding a crossbow, just a small, light crossbow. And it is a male half-elf that you can see under the hood.
Kind of bursting through the bushes, not expecting him to be so close. He's just going to kind of fumble into a kind of diving kick.
Okay. All right.
For 4 damage.
Okay. So you're both caught off guard by this.
Yeah.
And the half elf kind of stumbles back from the hit, but still has the crossbow held in his hands, and is just kind of glancing from side to side. And it looks like he doesn't really want to engage with you.
I don't blame him.
And yeah, you do look pretty ferocious with that crossbow bolt sticking out and blood kind of soaking the front of your shirt.
At this point, his eyes are starting to well with tears, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's pretty obvious that he's in pain and not happy.
Poor Gormer. All right. So, it is at this point, Quentin.
Yes.
You have been dispatched from the Flamekeepers to join up with a group that they have sent to investigate some strange portals. And you were told that they had recently left Hoster on horseback, so you were given a horse and sent on the main path. As you're kind of riding through, trying to catch up with them, you've been riding for a while now, you hear the sound of fighting in the distance. And if you look over, you can see a small camp kind of set up, barely visible through the trees.
What's the light situation? Night, is it?
It is night. It's probably about 3 o'clock in the morning at this point.
About how far away am I?
From the campsite,
Yeah,
probably close to 100 feet.
100 feet. Okay.
But you are on horseback.
On horseback. I'll ride almost straight towards it, as straight as I can be, without dark vision,
Okay.
feeling my way through.
Okay.
And making, if I can see the tent in the darkness, that's what I'm aiming for.
Yeah, you can see the tent once you get up to the tree line. You can see the tent through, because the campfire is kind of silhouetting it against the backdrop of the trees. So, next round, you'll be able to get up to the tent, or pretty close to it.
And I've been given a general description of the people
Yes.
I'm looking for, correct?
Yep.
Okay. That's what I do?
And their names.
Okay.
So, all right. We are back to the top of the round, and it is Pacifica's go. Seeing all of this happen, and just madness and chaos, seeing Gormer kind of disappear into the woods, she is going to, let's see, what does she have? I think Pacifica is just going to still kind of hang back and not engage further, but she is going to, once again, Healing Word, Stitch.
Yeah, I could use it.
So that is 6 points you heal.
Nice.
She is, however, going to send Bjorn a little further up just to kind of keep an eye on what's going on. So the giant dog just kind of pads forward and stands next to Barakiel. And it is now Stitch's turn.
All right, I'm going to move 30 feet up to Gormer and the other guy again.
Okay.
And
I went after the guy with the crossbow. Are you chasing the guy who ran off?
Oh, yeah, I'm chasing the guy who ran off.
Yep.
And I can still see him, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's not as fast as you.
He's
Okay.
also slightly singed.
Yeah.
And how far is he away from Gormer?
He's away from Gormer. He's probably a good 10, 15 feet.
Okay.
This guy is not trying to engage with anyone else. He is just booking it.
All right. Then I will attack him with the daggers again.
Okay.
Let's see.
Roll it.
It's 15.
That hits. Roll your damage. No sneak attack this time.
No, you do have sneak attack. Unless there's someone else. Yeah, because he's a swashbuckler. Swashbucklers get sneak attack if they're the only person engaging the enemy.
Oh my god, swashbucklers. Killing me. Alright. Roll your sneak
Well,
attack.
killing him.
Yes.
All right. So let's start with the normal damage here. That's 7 there.
Okay. So are you throwing the daggers or are you getting right up on him?
No, I'm right up on this dude.
Alright, so your dagger sinks in. It actually goes into the exact same wound as the last time since you're behind him again. Only this time it goes much deeper. And you feel him like tense up and then kind of go a little limp, and like he's fighting for just being able to sustain his breath at this point. You're pretty sure you punctured a lung.
And that's another 12 damage for the sneak attack.
Alright, how do you end this dude?
I just kind of go dive on him like this and stab it right into his back, and then break the daggers down his back.
Oh, that's brutal. So Gormer, as you kind of look off to the side, and Barakiel in front of you, you see the cat man jump onto the back of this guy and just rake his daggers down his back, just filleting him. And the half orc just kind of, and just face
Gorman
plants.
will his eyes will widen. He'll kind of grit his teeth and just avert his eyes as he wanted to keep him alive, but that's okay. he understands.
I had other plans.
Yeah, that guy is a gone. All right. Stitch, you doing anything else? You have dropped this guy. You're about 10, 15 feet away from where Gormer is engaged with this other person.
Can I throw my other dagger as a bonus action?
I believe so. Offhand? I'm pretty sure.
Would it be considered an offhand attack?
I think you can, but I can't remember because there's something weird with like thrown weapons and.
You know what? I've done enough damage. We'll call it good here. We'll keep it rolling.
All right.
I'll have a look for next turn.
Yeah. All right. So, with that being done, man, just wrecked that guy. Now it will be Brachial.
Which direction did the woman's voice come?
It's the woman's voice is to your right.
Can I sort of use my perception to sort of work out how far away she is?
Sure, make a perception check.
Just a cock die. No, I have that's like a 4. Yeah, I'm too tunnel visioned on what's going on ahead.
Well, and the spectacle of the tabaxi just like
distracting.
Yeah, it's pretty gory.
Yeah,
not really sure where the voice came from. You have a general idea, like a sense of direction. But specifically.
So in that case, who's the closest person?
Of your team?
Enemy.
Enemy. That you know of, because you saw Gormer kind of go off and jump into the bushes and heard some scuffling. It would be the one that Gormer is currently engaged with. From you at this point, they're probably 20 feet away. If you go like diagonally.
Ooh, actually, I know what to do.
What is that?
So Brachial stands his ground, and then in a booming voice. Oh no, it has to be someone that I can see, doesn't it? Damn it. So can I see any of the people? Or
in this terrain, not really.
Mm.
You saw Gormer jump in and kind of disappear.
So I will. That's so annoying. I will move 30 feet to my right to see if I can see this person who. Once I've moved 30 feet, can I see anyone? Can I see her?
Yeah, once you move like up to the right, she didn't roll too high on her stealth. You see crouched, kind of peeking out from behind a tree, trying to get a good angle or a good beat on anyone. You see another slender figure, clad all in black with a hood up, and you gather that this is probably where that voice came from.
Okay, and what are they holding?
She is also holding a crossbow.
Okay, and how far is she from me now?
Let's say 20
Close.
feet. 20 feet.
Okay, so she's an additional 20 feet.
Yeah. Sure.
So I'm going to, in a booming voice, command her to throw her crossbow to me.
Okay.
And she's got to do a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy, that's going to be fun. What is the DC?
Give me a second. I'm pretty sure it's 14. But let me double check that. I think this would have it somewhere. 3 day.
Do 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 do.
Yeah. We'll say it's 14 for now.
Okay.
And yeah, she rolled a 12. So yeah, she kind of.
Okay.
And what ability is this?
It's the spell command.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, she kind of stiffens and turns to you, and like you can see her like just kind of fighting it, but she like abruptly just tosses the weapon to you.
I'll catch it.
Okay. At this point, Ozzy, being in the past few days being very attuned to the sound of Barakiel's disapproving tone, you hear his voice boom out, and it does wake you.
I look around and see where that no one else is in the tent with me, and I will step out of the tent and look around.
Okay. Do you have dark vision?
Halflings do not have dark vision.
Okay.
They do not know.
Yeah, past the light of the campfire, it's hard to see out in the woods, but you can hear the sounds of some kind of combat going on a little further off in the distance.
I'll yell into the blackness. Brachial, why are you yelling into the darkness again?
Is that your turn?
I can't see anybody, can I?
Nope.
So then
I might be glowing faintly, but
I'll take an action to start lighting one of my torches.
Okay.
Muttering curses under my breath.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right. Okay. So, Ozzy, just for consistency's sake, let's go ahead and have you roll initiative.
Sweet. Okay. That's gonna be a 5. No, I lied. 3.
Oh, jeez.
do you have -2 dex?
That is fantastic.
Yep.
All right, it is now their turn again. Seeing their compatriot just get eviscerated by a crazy tabaxi, and it is a sight because Stitch is now covered in this guy's blood, like all over the front of him.
Is his collar now pink?
It's a little spattered. It's like a Jackson Pollock collar. They are both also just going to turn and run. They will both use their actions to disengage and book it. Can they? No, they cannot. Okay, yeah, they're just going to use their action to disengage and run. So, Brachial, you see this the woman, after she's thrown her weapon to you, just and turn around and start running in the opposite direction. Gormer, sorry. The individual that you are also engaged with is just trying to like dodge out of the way of you and starts making his way away.
Well, we've committed to this so far, so I'm gonna just catch up to him and grapple him.
All right. Make your athletics check, please.
Ooh, that is a natural 20.
Nice. Well, let's see. Let's see.
Comes to 21.
Oh no!
Very athletic.
Against a 15, that does not.
My
does
strength.
succeed.
Great.
Yeah, you once again have one of these leather-clad people in your grasp. Are you doing anything else?
Kind of, if I can, we're gonna try to move him 10 feet back the way we came, because I have that much. I should have about 10 feet left over. So,
well, you
you'd move 5 feet though.
Yep.
If you're dragging.
Yep, exactly. Half speed.
Right.
So you move him back
so
5 feet.
Yeah, we're just gonna start dragging him a bit. Yeah.
Starting to drag. away. The woman running from Barakiel doesn't even look back. Like she just keeps going. That brings us to Ozzy.
Okay. So let's see here. I can't see anybody, but I have my torch now. And they're on the other side of the tent.
Correct.
So I'm going to start walking in that direction towards the other side of the tent. And I'm still wearing like my traveling clothes. Like I didn't change because, if it's that slim hope that I could always run away in the middle of the night, just not happening. So I trot over there. I'm like, why are we yelling into the darkness?
Okay. So at this point, Quentin, you have made it pretty close to the tent. At this point, you see a little halfling fella dart out of the tent with a torch, and he's going around to the side of it, yelling out, "Why are we yelling into the darkness?" While he is also yelling into the darkness.
Yes.
But you can still hear the sounds. You can both hear the sounds of fighting still going on a little further in the distance.
I dismount from the horse, pull out my shield.
Okay.
And as I move forward 30 feet, as an action, I cast light on my shield.
Okay. And that, I believe that is... okay, 25. Okay. I was thinking 30 for some
Well, it's
reason.
20-foot radius bright and 20 additional dim lights.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Ozzy, you are confronted with this very bright light.
What is...
And...
God.
All right.
It turns to a green when I see the halfling do this. It turns to a green light, so it's not as offensive as a bright white.
It's very considerate. All right. Is that your turn?
Yep. That's
Okay.
all I can do.
All right. So next it will be Pacifica, who is still kind of standing like in the middle of all of this, a little removed from everything, but seeing Gormer chasing after this individual, Pacifica is going to send Bjorn to help.
Ooh.
And let's see, Bjorn can move 40 feet, so he doesn't quite. Well, no, because you're coming back. So actually,
Yep.
yeah, you would kind of meet up as you're dragging backwards, and he's moving forward. And he's just kind of standing beside you and sees you pulling this this individual, and he's going to try to bite and help. He's just going to like bite his leg and try to help you drag him. So that's going to be. That does hit. So it does 1d6 plus 1 piercing damage. Oh, wow. Bjorn does 7 damage with that bite.
Bjorn's max damage and my max damage are the same.
1d6 plus 1. So that's 7 damage to this half-elf fella. And if the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 11 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. So, their strength... No, they have a +0 to strength. They do not succeed. So Bjorn tries to bite, but goes a little higher and ends up kind of shoulder charging this guy, and it would knock him prone, but since you're holding on to him, we'll just say it kind of sweeps his legs out from under him. So you're still kind of holding on to him, and
takes a boot.
He is going to have disadvantage on his next attempt to break free from your grapple. Is how we'll rule that for flavor. Okay. So that is Bjorn and Pacifica's go. We are now up to Stitch again.
How far away from me is the woman?
The woman would be probably close to 50 feet away. She is running.
I feel like she might be important.
I mean, surely. I thought she would have been further than that because she was. over here, and Stitch was over here.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, she would be.
And then she.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's fine. Yeah.
I'm awkward with maths.
Imagination.
So close to like 70 or 80 feet.
Yeah.
You can technically go 90 if you move bonus action and full action move. That's 90 feet.
That put me past her.
Well, yeah. You don't have to go the full 90 feet, but that's, I believe, your max.
Or you can go 60 and huck a dagger at her.
That sounds like a plan right there. Let's go 60 feet.
Okay.
And I will throw a dagger at her.
All right, roll to hit.
16.
That hits. Roll your damage. And you're the only one engaging with her at this point. So, sneak attack.
No, he would have no sneak attack. He has to be within 5 feet.
Yeah, I have to be
okay.
within 5 feet.
So many rules.
Yeah, that kinda...
So many rules.
So that's
Don't worry. You've got a bunch of DMs here.
that is.
Between us know the rules.
That's why I did this. That's the only reason.
I personally waive that because I like rogues that use bows, but
That's fair.
Well,
so that's
that still works because you have an ally within 5. Sorry.
that's true.
That's 5 damage. Can I specifically aim for like a targeted area?
Sure. Where do you want to aim it?
Right in the back of the knee.
Get him.
Okay. All right. With 5 damage, yeah, it does hit, kind of in the back of the leg, but she still seems to be hoofing it. It looks like it definitely punctured, and as the dagger sinks in, and you hear her kind of yelp in pain, you feel a little puff at your belt, and your dagger is back at your side once again, holstered.
I forgot about the belt.
Yeah.
I did too, actually.
And I'm going to yell at the girl, we just want to talk.
We just want to talk. I want to use your knife throw.
Yes. All right. Is that everything?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Next up will be Barakiel.
Yeah, he will like stab the greatsword into the floor, level the. It's a light crossbow,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, level the light crossbow and shoot her.
Okay. All right. Is Barakiel proficient with light
As a
crossbows?
paladin, I am proficient with all melee and simple weapons.
Nice. All right.
Do
it.
So, I just does anyone know? I was having a look in the for ranged weapons, and are ranged weapons with your dex or strength or dex?
Thrown weapons use your strength or dex. Ranged weapons use dex.
Okay, yeah, because I couldn't find the specific rule. I thought that as well, but I couldn't find where it specifically said that. But yeah, right, cool. So it's not a great shot.
I mean, when you've only got one eye, your depth perception's kind of.
Yeah, but I still rolled a 15. So does that hit?
That does hit.
So I roll. So that's a d6 damage.
Yeah. Let me pull it up again. So that would be 1d8 plus 3 actually, or plus whatever your dex modifier is.
I do not have a dex modifier.
It's 3.
I would have just taken a +3 then. Yeah.
It's 3 for her. But...
Okay. I rolled a d6 and I got a 5, and then I rolled a d8 and also got a 5.
Nice.
So 5.
Well, there you go. All right. So 5 damage to her.
And then he'll just throw the crossbow to the ground and pick up the sword again.
Okay.
And then move 30 feet towards her.
Okay.
In a slow marching pace.
All right. I like it. And oh my god. OneNote is not being kind to me right now. Alright, so after Barakiel, it is their go again. The guy who is grappled by Gormer has disadvantage on his strength check. So, yep, that's not going to do it.
Is it opposed or?
Yes.
Yeah. What's your strength modifier?
My strength modifier is 1.
Okay. So there's a chance.
I rolled a 12 in total.
Yeah. He does not make that that check. So he's kind of struggling against you, but you're able to just kind of just hug him in place.
Yep,
and
pretty
just,
much.
Just like calmly drag him back. Yeah. That. Oh, and the woman is going to keep going. She is going to use her action and her movement to get as far away as she can. So she moves another 60 feet away.
Is she slowed by any chance? That's what I was shooting for with him in the back of the leg.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't seem to have affected her all that much. It hit, but didn't do a lot of damage.
Gotta be a battle master.
Yep. I should have just told her to come back.
Yeah, I was about to say another command would have worked.
Yeah. It turns out my DC is actually
12. Oh, well, still wouldn't have made it.
yeah.
Yeah, she rolled like a 3 or a 4 on that.
Oh,
Pretty low. It was pretty low. All right, so that will bring us back to Gormer. This guy's still kind of like just struggling against you to no effect.
I can still hear people, like, little bits of combat happening in the distance.
At this point, the combat sounds have ceased other than you hear a crossbow fire, and you hear the woman kind of cry out, and then nothing else.
All right, and he's not gonna loosen it enough to where it'll like be easier to get free, but he's just gonna kind of relax his grip a little bit, and just keep dragging him back to the camp. Just, I really just want to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
And then yeah, that's all it is. He's just gonna.
All right, so you're using your action and your movement to drag this guy back?
Yep.
So you make it a full 40 feet back, dragging this guy along with you.
Do I want to waste a key point? I don't want to waste a key point.
Key to extra drag.
Yeah.
Ozzy, at this point, you see Gormer coming towards you backwards, holding somebody that looks to be struggling, and you see Bjorn kind of keeping pace with him, just like backing up slowly. And beside you is an individual holding a very bright, not quite as bright now, shield. So, Quentin, would you like to describe what Ozzy sees?
You see a human wearing scale mail with gray vestments over that, and if you see some sort of medallion or some sort of symbol around his neck, you can't make it out, and even with the bright light, it's a little bit hidden by his vestments, but he's mostly in grays. Sandy, buzz-cut hair, youngish. And that's what you see.
All right.
I kind of like squint my eyes, still dealing with the green light, and I hear the rustling of Gormer speaking to that half-orc. And I look back at him, and I go, I don't know how to deal with any of this. 1 second. Brachial, there's a strange man in the camp. And then I'll walk over to where Gormer is. Hold on 1 second. She's yelling at me because I'm too loud. And I walk over. So Gormer's, you have him. You're dragging him. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I say, "Let me help you out, Gormer." And I look at the half-orc and I just go, "You messed up my sleep." And I cast Reduce Person on him.
Is that a saving throw?
Yeah, he's got to make a DC 13.
Is it a con save?
Yes.
All Constitution. Oh, he rolled a 10 and has a +2, so that's a 12.
Okay, so he fails.
Yep.
So it's halved in all dimensions, and the weight is reduced to 1/8 of normal.
Okay, Gormer.
He is now size small.
Yeah.
I have a
Gormer.
child.
Yeah. Yes, the individual in your arms like suddenly just shrinks.
I'll take my bonus action just to open palm slap him.
Okay.
Did you
What's your
slap a
strength
baby?
bonus?
What?
What's your strength
Well, I'm not
bonus?
slapping Gormer. I'm slapping the half orc.
Well,
Okay.
half elf.
Or he's a half elf. That's right.
He's now a half elf halfling.
Okay.
Half elf.
Okay.
Quarter
So I
elf,
have
if
to
you
do.
will.
I'm gonna roll my Tides of Chaos for the level 2 spell.
Yep.
Okay.
Please don't
Not-
roll us up.
Not a wild magic, but I will use Tides of Chaos on my slap attack because I failed it terribly with like a roll of 5.
Okay.
Okay, that's better with a roll of 6. Better than 5.
You're proficient
But I'm
with your
just kind of
hands.
like, yeah, I'm just slapping in the air wildly because I'm so angry and tired.
I'm imagining it like the.
Yeah, because
Yes.
Gormer's still got him held, so he's still like 6 feet up.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like
Just
jumping
like
up,
hit
trying
his
to.
boot.
Yeah. You smack the side of his boot.
Yes. That would be my turn. So,
All right.
I'll mark that I've used my Tides of Chaos, which mean wild magic will happen later. That's great.
Fun times.
Mhm.
I hope it was worth it.
Well, I didn't get to slap him, just flail, so kind of, I don't know.
All right, Quentin, you see a rather large individual. As you see Ozzy cast his spell, and the individual in the Furbolg's arms kind of shrink down. You are probably maybe 20 feet from them at this point. It is a
Well-
strange sight to come across.
It's different. The fighting in the woods, I'm not seeing that, am I? It's outside the range.
No, the sounds of combat have basically stopped.
They've stopped. Okay. I mean, I'll approach, but I'll, open hands.
Mhm.
The shield is still on my arm. I'm open hands.
Okay.
I'm looking for people named Stitch and Ozzy and others. I've been sent by the Flame Keepers.
This one's Ozzy. I'm Gormer.
Nice to meet you, Gormer.
Ozzy, is this man your new friend?
What? Well,
Alright.
I am Ozzy. Yes, and that's Gormer, and where's Crazy Eyes?
All right. So at this point, I will ask: is anyone pursuing the woman? Like, are you chasing after
No.
her, Barakiel? Or are you?
Oh, definitely not.
Okay.
He knows that he hit her,
Mhm.
that Stitch hit her, so if we need to track them through the forest, we probably can, because
Okay.
there should be blood trails.
All right.
But it would be unwise to chase through the through the forest, through the night. Yes.
All right.
And so he will if we're out of initiative. Are we out of initiative?
Yep. At this point,
Yeah.
you guys are out of combat
So if
because we'll say between Ozzy, Gormer, Bjorn, and I assume Stitch will join back up at some point. Between all of you, you can keep this very small individual under control. So you have a recently shrunk half-elf man.
So
It'll be up for a minute.
I'm gonna
So-
set him down at the fire and just sit across from him.
Yeah, I think I would, like, seeing this, I would try and command, not the spell command, but command Ozzy to to go to the tent and give him very precise instructions as to where to find my 50 feet of hempen rope.
Okay.
And say that we shall bind this man, and Ozzy go fetch the rope. I don't know if he does it, but he will say that.
Okay.
Regardless, and then he will put out his hand, like palm up to the newcomer, and ask for appropriate documentation, whilst very clearly holding his sword, like in one hand.
Okay.
Like resting on his shoulder.
Okay.
I go get the rope. I'm not fucking around with him. Sword.
All right, Quentin. You are now presented with the rest of the party, and since you've watched some of the episodes, or at least the last one, like you kind of have an idea of what they look like and what they're about. You were given a vague description by the Flamekeepers, and you were given documentation to present. Simply because Fourth Keeper Yaitara knew that Barakiel would ask.
And just for Brachial is what again?
So Barakiel stands about 6'5". He's sort of built like a brick shithouse. He has like shoulder length white hair, and you can't see his face because it's covered in a mask. That has a single eye opening that reveals a golden eye. He's currently, normally, he would be dressed in full chainmail, but he's just woken up, so he's wearing breeches and boots and holding a very large sword.
Ozzy comes back with the rope and looks at Quentin and looks at Barakiel and goes, "Well, I've seen you met our living representation of a stick in the ass," and I hand him the rope.
So yeah, he'll plant the sword in the ground, take the rope, and tie up the. Well, he won't. I don't know what would. No, would the rope enlarge with him? I mean, it's magic.
No, the rope won't enlarge with him. So,
just cut his hands off.
It's been a minute.
Yeah,
So
it's been a minute by this point, so he's kind of.
So he'll bind the man, like hog tie him, and just leave him on the floor.
All right.
Well, I will come up to Brachial and in Celestial say, "My name is Yannick Richter," and present my papers from the Flamekeeper. I've been sent to meet you on your way to the Sunport to help you with your current mission. And as he lets you read the papers, he goes over to Gormer, and I like to make a medicine check to get that bolt out of it.
All right, roll for it.
Yeah. Barakiel will be reading the papers, like line by line, making sure.
What was your medicine?
Correcting typos.
19.
19. Yeah. So you're able to with a bit of care and just a small amount of jiggling, able to get the bolt out of Gormer's shoulder. Gormer, surprisingly, it doesn't really hurt when he pulls it out. This guy knows what he's about.
He'll still be kind of biting his lip and kind of wringing his hands as he does it. Kind of like a kid who's about to have hydrogen peroxide poured on a scraped knee.
Right.
Not really expecting the pain, even though it's not really painful.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he's done, he'll kind of just wipe the few errant tears from the whole situation and turn around. "Thank you. I'm going to be making tea. Would you like some?"
I would love some.
And he'll start. I mean, the fire's already there, but he'll get a pot on and start cooking a little bit. He's not great at cooking, but he's gonna do what he can.
All right.
I want to deal with this this half elf. Figure out what the gist is with that.
All right. Yeah, he's currently. I assume you tied his hands behind his back.
Yeah, he's hog-tied.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he's just kind of lying on his side, and just very still, not really moving, not trying to get free anymore.
Hog-tied, and I'm holding the other end of the rope.
Okay.
So I'm gonna this blood-soaked cat Figure kind of approaches him and puts a dagger to his throat, and I say, "Start talking."
You should listen to the giant red cat. Why are you red? I don't want to know. I regret asking.
Do you think that you're the first to threaten me?
No, but I might be the last.
So be it.
I just start laughing in the background. I was like, that was stupid.
He just kind of turns his head away.
Okay.
I'm about to cut this dude.
Yeah.
Your friend, the other one that ran away, is she going to be back for you soon?
Not likely.
Okay.
We know when to cut our losses. His voice is very low and very even. Like, he doesn't really seem to be afraid. Yeah, he's just kind of taking this all in stride.
Like charmed?
Make an insight check.
I'm gonna find my insight here. No. That's a 2.
No, doesn't seem to have any kind of magical effects on him. Just seems to be a very calm, stoic individual.
Can we check his person? What has he got on him? Like anything valuable or anything we know where he's from? Any documentation or anything?
Make an investigation check. Actually, no. Since he's tied up, you don't even have to do that.
Okay. Thank God I rolled a 1.
Okay. Shit. I should have left it. Oh, no. It's fine. Yeah, in one of his pockets, you actually do find a very small, neatly folded piece of paper. And
says, we know what you did.
last summer. As you kind of unfold it and read it, the first thing that catches your attention is a very familiar drawing of a mask. It's crude. It's just the outline of a mask, but there is a single eye on one side and a circle with the word golden written in the center of the circle, and it's essentially a detailed wanted poster, and it says name Barakiel, and then it lists appearance: height 6'5", weight approximately 230 pounds, skin tan, eye color gold, and then it gives a brief description. It says, wears a white mask with one golden eye, carries a lance, former member of the Durrani, executed nobleman for perceived crime without proper legal proceedings, discharged from military and sent to the Flamekeepers of Talim. Last reported seen leaving Hoster. Will contact with further information. Final payment rendered upon delivery or proof of death. Signed, and it's the initials T-E-L.
And what's the payment?
It doesn't say. It just says final payment.
So I'll show the photo to Barakiel and be like, hey, you got a fan club. And then I'll kind of turn around and I'll show it to Ozzy. I'll be like, hey.
I take my torch and I are you just holding it in front of me? Are you like dangling it in front of me?
Yeah, I kind of just...
So cat. So I'm looking at it, and then I look at Barakiel, and then I look at it again, and then I just say, holy shit. You're the Lord Killer. I'm gonna die.
Ozzy goes into hysterics.
We're all going to die, Ozzy.
No. This isn't right. They put me with you? You're the one that killed him? Oh, this is perfect. Oh my god. Half-elf. Who's paying you?
And he just kind of looks up. He's like, you read the letter.
T-E-L?
That's all I know.
T-E-L?
That's all I know.
Do the initials mean anything to me?
No, they don't. T-E-L, not anybody you're really familiar with.
I'd like to do a history check on it.
Okay.
While he's
Alright.
doing that, Gorma will pass around small cups. It's not really tea, it's basically just boiled water with herbs and things in it.
That is what
Critical.
It is, yeah.
So it's critical 1 plus history. So it's a 2.
Doesn't ring a bell.
So there was nothing else on his person, just the note.
You do find like 5 gold and his weapons, if you want to take those. He carries a short sword, and the light crossbow is hanging from a little like strap on his side.
Yeah, we just. I don't need it.
He'll even offer one to the half-elf at this point.
And he kind of looks up at you with his hands behind his back, and just kind of like,
Oh, of course. Kind of look to Barakiel and then just move to start untying the rope.
No. Like, Brachio's holding the other end, and if you move towards it, he'll just give you a glare. And if that doesn't stop you, he'll pull the guy over towards him along the floor.
How is he supposed to drink tea without his hands?
Get him a straw.
Gormer, I don't think you want to cross Barakiel right now.
Pass me the glass, and I will.
He is. He's the one that gutted the nobleman in the street.
It was in a ballroom.
Well, not the stories I hear. Call yourself a knight, and you're just a hired gun like the rest of us.
The only one that hired me was the Lord. And yeah, so he'll reach out his hand for the tea from Gorma.
He'll hand him both the cup for Barakiel and for the half-elf.
okay.
So he'll place his tea down on the ground and like put the cup close to the half-elf's lips so that he could have a sip.
Okay. He takes one.
Yeah. Yeah,
He takes
so he
one.
pours a little sip in to his mouth, and then he puts the little cup down and says, "Tell me your name. Tell me the organization that you work for. Tell me everything you know about your employer. Or when we leave this camp, you shall be left on the fire."
Make an intimidation check.
With charisma or strength?
I would say strength.
Yeah, and do I have a situational advantage on this? Regular.
With this guy, no.
Okay. So that is 17.
Oh wow. 17 is exactly what he rolled as well. So the words seem to register, and you do see the little smirk that he's had kind of falter for a second, but he doesn't offer up any additional information.
Yeah. Okay. So he'll feed the guy the rest of his tea. Says, "I respect your stoicism, but respect my promise. You shall be left on the fire." And yeah, he lets the guy finish his tea,
Okay.
and then, he's not going to put the guy on the fire yet because they're not packing up camp, but he will.
I look at
That's what stops it.
Yep.
I look at Barakiel and I'll say, "We got time. So I go back to the half-elf, and I cut off his pinky. And I say, we got all the time in the world. We can do this in pieces,
What?
or you can start talking.
I'm not gonna let you. No, he's made his decision. Like we're gonna burn him alive. We're not gonna mutilate him. God.
Oh, it's already done. He's missing a pinky.
Yeah. Stitch is quick.
Okay.
And as the knife flashes, the half elf just kind of.
Gormer is going to put himself in between Stitch and the man.
Okay. The man is now missing a pinky.
We don't need to do this.
No, but I want to.
So, Janik, this is us.
This is the first time we've had to kill someone in cold blood, anyway.
I can't believe this.
I'm
They're
gonna
just gonna keep sending more for this Lord Killer.
I'm gonna look at Gormer. I'm gonna point off in the distance and say, Gormer, look, a deer.
He'll kind of steal a glance that way, but he's not gonna move. He's already lost.
Yannick, are you doing anything at this point?
If you're going to kill him,
I'm going to go to the half elf, and the shield is still lit.
Yeah.
And I'll put it down, and I'll kneel in front of him, and I'll raise his head to mine, and I'll look into his eyes like I'm just looking deep into him. I know when this is time, and your time is soon. Very soon. And I'm probably going to have to dig your grave, which I'll do. But you can either do it with a clean conscience or not. It's your choice. And I stand up, and I have a mace on my side, but I take out a shovel, sort of a military grade spade. It looks very worn and very well cared for. And he puts it down and he drives it into the ground right in front of the man.
Okay.
This is what I'm going to use to dig your. But first I'm going to dig that. Did the half-orc die?
Yeah. Half-orc is
I'm gonna dig your compatriot's grave. I suggest you talk. And I get up and I take the shield with me, and as I'm going, I'm taking off my gloves and putting them away.
Okay.
And then go and find the half-orc. I put my shield in the ground, and I just start digging a grave.
Alright, make a persuasion check real quick.
14.
14. Even more than the intimidation of Barakiel, your words seem to kind of sink in to this man's consciousness, and as he's kind of lying there, his head bows. I am not afraid to die. I accept that. However, this one has shown me respect. This one has shown compassion. And he first nods to Barakiel and then to Yannick. This one has shown a willingness to do what is necessary. And he nods to Stitch. You will need to do what is necessary. More are coming. I am not the first. I am not the last. We were just the first to find you. And he looks to Barakiel. Like he kind of turns over and looks straight up to Barakiel. Respect goes two ways, friend. I do respect you. However, I am hired for a job. And if I cannot see that job to completion, I accept the consequences of my failure. You know why I was sent. you know that you deserve far worse than what you have been given. A slap on the wrist. Men like us, killers, we deserve far worse. And he rolls himself into the fire.
Gormer is not going to allow that.
Make a dexterity check. Make a dexterity check, Gormer.
19. Total.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You manage to kind of put a foot out and stop him. And, like, this visibly frustrates him.
I'll ask him to at least accept worthy death. And tell Gormer that this man has accepted death, and at least we can give it to him cleanly.
And he looks up at Gormer.
Sword.
He looks up at Gormer and says, "Thank you for the tea." And kind of flips his head back enough to push the hood back, and leans forward and exposes his neck to Barakiel. I accept.
Yeah.
Well, if we're going to be a band of murderous bandits, can we at least be clean? Stitch, can we clean you up, please?
Yeah. So yeah, fade to black as greatsword hits ground, and then Barakiel will help dig a grave for the man, and
Okay.
ask the cleric if he can cast Speak with Dead.
Jesus.
Not today.
Not
Wow,
today.
this took a dark turn.
That was more out of character.
Your mic keeps muting.
Oh, sorry.
Himself.
Oh, sorry. My
No,
game's probably down.
That's
Let me turn that up. There you go. Sorry. Yeah, he'll help dig a grave.
Okay.
But
So over the course of about an hour or so between the two of you, you manage to dig 2 graves, and lower the bodies into them. And
I keep the pinky though.
okay, all right.
While they're digging graves, I take a moment, with Stitch's permission, I start pushing cards out of my hand, and they start folding into little butlers, and they'll clean off all of the blood on Stitch and on the ground of the camp as my prestidigitation spell.
That is really cool. But yeah. All right. Stitch, do you accept this cleaning?
Yeah, I can't go walking around town like this.
And it's kind of hard to clean yourself with the collar.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel we should all clean ourselves off after a dirty, sweaty evening of running around after people.
And as a note, like as soon as this took a little bit darker turn, Pacifica went back into the tent with Bjorn, and has not come out since.
Yeah,
I
Gormer
clean
is going-
everyone with their permission except Barakiel, and then I go back into the tent.
Gormer is going to make sure the food doesn't burn because he's not about to waste food. He will.
All right.
With a bit of a storm in his movement, he's going to retire to his space.
Okay.
And as I'm getting cleaned, you guys can see me scratch another notch in the hilt of my dagger.
Disturbed.
Okay.
Barakiel will clean himself off then, with towel himself down,
Okay.
and go don the rest of his armor, and basically be like, it's the morning, we should be heading into town.
Okay. All right. So as you guys get cleaned up, have a meal that Gormer has prepared. Gormer seems a little more distant than normal. But your new compatriot. So Yannick, as you walk into this tent that looks like a 2-person tent from the outside, it is incredibly large on the inside. It's a 10-person tent like 10 rooms with a full kitchen, full restroom facilities, and like it's basically a tent TARDIS.
Nice.
And
Pentus.
yeah, a tentus, very obviously magical. And Gormer is cooking away.
I'm gonna go up to Gormer and I'm gonna pat him on the back and be like, "Hey, buddy, you understand we did what we had to do, right?"
He didn't have to die. He could have just walked away.
They would have come back, bud. I kind of go outside and I find a flower and I pick it off the ground and I bring it to Gormer and I hand it to him.
He'll take it and kind of absentmindedly tuck it into his braid.
Okay.
And then once everyone has started to pack up the tent in the morning, he will go and gather flowers for the graves.
Okay. All right. So as you guys, oh, go ahead.
I'm writing a letter.
Okay.
Dear Theobald, your connections suck. I would like you to know that your son is having to be on a punishment quest with a bloodthirsty tabaxi, the psychotic Asmar that killed the Lord. Yes, you know that I'm talking about in the ballroom. Apparently it was the ballroom, and not in front of the public square like you told me. I am very not happy with this. I will try not to explode. This is your fault. I hate you. With all regards, your son, Osborne.
Okay.
And then I write the letter, and I put it in my pocket.
Okay. All right. So as you guys kind of rest up a bit for the rest of the remainder of the evening, if there's anything else you would like to do before you go back to sleep.
No, Baruchio will say prayers at the people's graves. Just general, like, last rites things.
Okay.
Special.
Okay.
And yeah, then he'll... Well, I suppose... Yeah, I was assuming that it was morning, which is why I donned... But yeah, he'll sleep, and then when he wakes up, he'll don his armor. I suppose he'll take last watch or something,
Yeah. Okay.
because he hadn't taken a watch yet.
All right. So Barakiel's sitting outside, occasionally getting up to patrol. Yannick, is there anything you would like to do?
After we come back in from digging in the graves, he sits. He finds a place to sit, and he just contemplates looking at his hands. If anyone looks, they're very calloused and bloody, and there's dirt and everything, but he just keeps rubbing them, and he seems to be talking to someone. We don't know who, but he keeps talking to them as if he's in a deep conversation that's been going on for a while, but he keeps it low, and you can't quite hear what he's saying.
Okay.
But after a while, he comes out of that, and he cleans himself up and puts his gloves back on, and finds a place to rest for the rest of the morning.
Okay. All right. And with that, unless anyone has anything else they would like to do?
Nope.
Okay. We are going to go ahead and take our break. We'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes. We'll try to keep it short. Some of us need to eat real quick. Yeah. Stay tuned for the arrival to Sunport City. It's going to be interesting.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. See you in a bit, guys.
All right.
And we are back.
Most of us, at least.
Yeah, most of us.
You all missed it. I killed him.
Barakiel is dead.
I used a reduce person spell, and then my wild magic opened a portal to the celestial plane, and he just lives there now.
Send him back to where he's home.
He lives there now.
And I took his big
good.
toe.
Yep.
All right.
Stitches making a person with various body parts.
No, you got to make
Multiple
a crown.
people.
You collect fingers and toes, and then you wire them together to make a crown.
Oh,
God.
no.
That's disgusting.
That's happening now.
Oh, God. God damn it.
I had a rat folk king who did that once.
All right. Well, bringing it back in. So you guys have had your evening's rest, a bit of a tussle with some apparent assassins sent after Barakiel, and took care of that in a, let's say less than civilized manner at points, but it's taken care of.
Man, I tried.
I know. So now you are packing up camp for the day, and everybody is back to full health, and any expended spell slots are restored, yada yada yada. You guys know the deal. And you begin journeying once again towards Sunport City, heading south along the main road. And for expediency's sake, we will. I pre-rolled possible encounters and got nothing. So the rest of the time passes without incident.
And how far is Sunport from where we were?
You guys had traveled for, I think, 2 days. So you had another 6 to go on horseback.
Okay.
So I'll put my pony and I'll try to pull back and be next to Janik and go, so what did you do to get into this mess?
Well, it was a series of events. I chose not to do something, and I was punished.
Oh, well, we're all innocent here too, my friend. We're all innocent.
No, I wasn't innocent. I didn't do it.
You didn't do it.
Well, this is what I didn't do. I was ordered to bury someone and give them the proper rights and respects due them, the person of their station. They didn't deserve it. So I didn't do it.
It was the noble.
Dun dun dun.
A captain in the army.
A captain in the army? What did he do that was not so noble? Or made him savage not to get the burial rights?
He was leading his men, which I was attached to, in a skirmish against some orcs. And he had an opportunity to flee. And that was the right decision. He chose not to. He led his men into a slaughter. So I buried his men, and I burned him.
Interesting.
His family took umbrage.
I just speak aloud. There must be a theme going on with the Flame Keepers. Because I keep getting stuck with people that like to
And what did he do?
disembowel or set people aflame.
No, he was already dead.
I don't like either of those things.
I'm glad, Gormer. I will say, of all my traveling companions, you seem the most sane. I appreciate you.
And I take out the pinky and I try touching Ozzy with it. I go like,
Just like in his ear.
So awful.
I just kind of chills go down my back. And I go, Remember, I can make you the size of a giant house cat. Remember that.
I put the pinky away.
Thank you, Stitch.
All right.
Well, beware of that one. The one with the mask. He's kind of an asshole. And don't eat after Stitch.
That goes without saying.
Well, that's
Well,
good.
what did you do to end up in this situation?
I prefer not to talk about it. We'll just call it the incident that happened at the royal celebration last month. My father, Theobald, you know him. He runs most of the guild for the Merchants Guild, and I pull out from my cloak on my traveling. I have the guild mark. I'm like, I am Lord Theobald's son.
I'm kind of a big deal.
I am. Thank you, Stitch. But let's just say it has something to do with a gentle lord and a flower coming out of his nethers. We'll leave it at that.
Someday I wish to hear the whole story.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sure you all would.
as well.
Barakiel, you're sure quiet up there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure where
He's
Barakiel
ignoring me
has
again.
gone.
He's ignoring me again. Every day, Janik, he threatens to cut off my head and wear it as his new mask. I don't like it.
He hasn't said that once, but
Gormer, don't lie. Don't listen to Gormer right now. Gormer, he said that multiple times. You're just
I
not
must
around to
not have
hear
heard
it. You're right. He's scary. Will you protect me from Barakiel Gormer?
I don't think your head would fit on his.
Stop it right now. Ugh.
And if I've learned anything about his kind from my studies, I think that's actually a sign of affection that he has for you.
If that's his affection, I don't want it.
I don't think you can refuse it.
Okay. You've got some weird ideas on what romance is. I need to take you to a brothel, grave
Purely
cleric.
platonic. I think this is purely platonic.
I am so confused. Body burner. At that point, like, I trot a little bit faster, and I get past Stitch. And I go, Stitch, you're no longer the weirdest. Pinky keeper. I'm gonna get bards to sing songs about you.
As he pulls up next to me, I got the pinky in my nose.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh my god.
I sulk.
Okay.
And that's me.
All right. So, traveling along the road, it eventually begins to widen out, and you guys start to see, kind of off in the distance, chimneys and the tops of buildings just over the next rise in the land, and you can start to hear some of the sounds associated, with a town of decent size, and as you come up to the main entrance to the city, the main thoroughfare, you are met with a bustling, thriving port city. All around you, you can hear the cries of gulls searching for food. You see merchants and hawkers on each side of the road peddling their wares, and they're calling out to people that pass by. A few of them call out to you guys just for general goods. And you do notice that you don't see very many of the Cobalt Guard here. And the ones that you do see look a little less pristine than their counterparts in some of the other places you've been. The guard here is a little more lax, as Stitch would be familiar with. This is, as I described it before, as kind of the Tortuga of this world. It's not completely lawless, but it is definitely a place that one would come to avoid attention from the law. It's a kind of a haven for sailors, drifters, and other shady types of individuals. But it is also an attractive destination for people who would want to voyage out onto the open sea. There are many, for lack of a better term, we'll call them cruise ships, because that's essentially what they are, just like touring ships that carry people back and forth along the coast so that they can see and experience the life on the sea. And as you kind of begin walking in on your horses through the main thoroughfare, you see a multitude of races ranging from full-blooded orcs that you see kind of swaggering through the streets, not attempting to hide their faces. They're just there. You see halflings kind of scurrying about, bustling from place to place. You see tieflings, genasi. You even see a couple of what appear to be Aasimar. There's an Aarakocra merchant kind of off to the side who's just screeching at a customer almost incoherently. And Sunport City is yours to explore.
So...
Okay. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, sir.
I just yell, "Oh look, Barakiel, it's your type of town. Utter chaos."
Give him a sidelong look, and then say, I feel we need to start asking for leads. Maybe you could use your talents in drinking and whoring to find some.
So we're looking for a tavern.
Okay.
Yeah, and my self-respect, I guess.
Well, one of those
Actually-
things is easily visible.
One of these things you're not
So-
gonna find.
Are there any decent shops along the way here we can find better armor or gear?
There are quite a few shops. What are you looking for specifically? Like an armory?
Yeah, an armory.
Okay. Yeah, after kind of looking through and kind of asking around, you're pointed in the direction of a place called Croc's Armory. Krok. And people just tell you, he's the best around. There are other blacksmiths around here, but he's your best bet. And they point you to, and you can actually see it, like, kind of off in the distance. You see like plumes of black smoke coming up from an establishment that you gather is probably the forge, and you are free to go there if you wish.
Yeah, I'm just looking for something in the realm of light armor.
Okay.
And maybe perhaps daggers too, if he's got anything
Okay.
perhaps magical.
All right.
I'll follow Stitch.
All right, do the rest of you come along?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, as you kind of continue down the thoroughfare, you are met with all types of different sounds and smells, many of which are familiar to the city dwellers. Gormer, you've been in Talim, so you're sort of familiar with this atmosphere, but Talim is kind of orderly and very self-important almost. Like everyone there takes pride in their establishment and what they do, and there's a sense of order and purpose to everything. Here it's just chaos. It's just scattered. No one really seems to be following any kind of established patterns. So it's a little unnerving, even more so than Talim would be. But you guys do eventually come to the front entrance of a forge, and over the top of the door is a very crudely handwritten sign that says Croc's Armory, and it's spelled ARMOREE.
Oh man!
And you can hear the sound of hammering metal against metal in kind of the back area.
All right, I'll enter the establishment.
Okay.
I follow.
Is there a place for the horses?
Yeah, there's a hitching post outside of the entrance that you guys
Well,
can
definitely tie up the horses first.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys walk in, the sense immediately changes. As soon as you step inside of this establishment, it smells like heat and metal and kind of like iron filings. Just a very metallic scent in the air. And
It's
soot.
a good combination of smells.
And it smells like soot. And as you kind of walk back to the sounds of the hammering, you see hunched over an anvil, just pounding away at a sword that is glowing red hot. Child. And you see an old, kind of weathered, but still powerfully built orc. And he has got a large leather apron over his torso, no shirt, and his arms are bare except for a pair of like gauntlet-style gloves that he's wearing, and he is just hammering out this sword. Doesn't seem to notice you guys approaching.
So I'll get a little bit closer and I'll like kind of give the
Okay. There you go. Ching! Ching! Stops. And the head kind of turns, and like as he turns, you can see that he has two bottom jaw tusks, but one is like half broken off. And his face is just heavily scarred. And he has no hair, but a very bushy beard. And excuse me. And the beard is immaculate. Like compared to the rest of him, that looks a little like kind of let go. He doesn't really care. His beard is just perfectly trimmed and well maintained. And he has large piercings in both ears and both eyebrows. And you notice that one eye is covered with a dark patch. And he kind of looks at you. Ah! Hello there. What can I do for you?
Well, we just came to browse and see what you got for armor, more specifically light armor.
Oh, you came to the right place. This is Croc's Armory.
And I assume you have some daggers as well, type weapons, or just armor?
And he kind of gestures to the back wall where you can see a large collection of swords, short swords, scimitars, javelins, spears, a couple of warhammers, and in smaller, like a smaller display stand, you can see some very fine-looking daggers. Take your pick.
Well, let's take a look at that set of daggers you got over there.
All right. So he goes over and grabs the daggers off the wall, and as he's coming towards you, he's like spinning the daggers in his hands, just kind of twirling them around, flourishing them, and he hands them out pommel first to you.
And I take the daggers from him and I kind of inspect them.
Okay. They're very finely made, very well balanced, razor sharp.
Is there any type of magical vibe coming off of these?
Make an Arcana check.
Oh, I'm not good at that.
Or you could just ask him.
12.
12. Doesn't seem to be any magical, anything magical about them.
Then I'll just
they're
ask him,
very well made.
Are there any magical properties to these?
I don't dabble with the magic stuff. I make steel. I make solid steel for warriors. That's what I do.
All right, then I'll kind of twirl the daggers around my hands and I'll hand them back to him, pommel first.
Okay. All right.
And then ask, what do you have in the realm of light armor?
And he turns around and kind of heads to a little section that's just kind of around the bend, and comes back with a again, very finely crafted, it looks like, set of light armor, and kind of holds it out for you to take a look at.
Okay, and I take it from him and I inspect it. What's it made out of?
We're going to say it's very thin, or for light armor, that would be...
leather or
yeah,
studded
it'd be
leather?
studded leather. So yeah, it's studded leather, and yeah, I don't. It looks very nice.
All right. How much is he asking for the armor?
For that piece, let's see, it's been here a while, so let's say 30 gold.
And I will actually take that.
All right. So you
said 30?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, light armor doesn't usually sell that well around here. For some reason, people prefer the heavier stuff.
Seems like a roguish kind of place, but okay.
Most people that come here either have their own armor or they're looking for a lot more protection than that'll give you.
All right.
There anything else? Anybody else looking for anything?
Do you sell plate?
Plate. I make it. I actually don't have any in stock, but if you want something custom made, I can definitely do that for you.
Also, armory is spelled like hands on a piece of paper with the correct spelling of armory.
He kind of takes it. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Puts it in his pouch.
How much would you charge for a custom fitted set of plate?
He kind of looks you up and down. For somebody your size, that's probably going to run at least 100.
We will give him more than 100, won't we? To start with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Barakil reaches into his pocket and puts 50 gold on the table and says, completion. I assume that's how it works.
Indeed.
And sticks his arms out to be measured.
And he does. He very deftly, for someone of his size and apparent age, just like measures you out. And yeah, I think 100 gold will do it. He takes.
While that's
50.
going on, Gormer's just going to be perusing. Does he have like things on display?
Yeah, he has a vast collection of, a large collection of weaponry on display. A few shields.
Okay.
There are some like small leather bucklers and some larger like kite shields.
Yeah.
He does also have staffs, like very sturdy looking wooden staffs. Just kind of resting up alongside the swords and hammers. He takes the gold from Barakiel. Give me about 3 days.
Sure.
All right. And what's your name, friend?
Barakil.
All right.
And I hand him another piece of paper that's spelled correctly.
He was reaching for the piece you gave him. All right, so he takes it. All right.
Could I also ask? You seem like a craftsman of no small repute.
Oh, why, thank you.
And I placed the crossbow that the lady threw to me, and I ask him if he recognizes the craftsmanship of this piece.
Kind of looks it over. It's very finely made. I guarantee you this wasn't cheap. There's no markings on it. Nothing really distinctive about it other than the quality. It's definitely not something you could just find anywhere. This is the weapon of either someone very wealthy or a nobleman.
Well, thank you for your service. And he picks it up and like slings it.
For what it's worth, nobody in this city sells anything like that. To get something that well made, you'd probably have to go either into Talim, or you might have to go all the way to Camorra.
Camorra, does that ring a bell?
Yeah, it's one of the other continents.
Okay. I'm assuming we get there by ship.
Well, you could take the mountain pass. It's a little more dangerous, but it'll get you there quicker.
Okay.
I've never been.
And by the way, while we're talking with this guy, did we ask him, hey, about this portal thing that happened? What do you know about the portal that opened?
Oh, that. Huh. Oh, that was a sight, let me tell you. This is probably about 2 months ago, yeah. I was in here minding my own business, and all of a sudden, just this big rush of water came in, and I mean, it didn't get super high. It didn't get high enough to extinguish the flames in the forge, thankfully, but it took a bit of scrubbing to get off all the dirt off the floor. And as you guys look around, it's a stone floor, and it is covered still in dirt. Yeah, it's filthy.
So it was just water that came out of the portal, nothing else?
As far as I know.
Where did the portal open?
Oh, that was over by hold on just a second. Let me get the name of the place. I had it right here. The Seafoam Inn. It's just off the docks.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Skell.
We were looking for an inn anyway.
Skell, the guy who owns it, you'll like him. He's a good guy.
Skell?
Skell. S-K-E-L-L.
What's he look like?
Don't trust this man's spelling.
that was the DM spelling. He was spelled S-K-E-W-E-L. Skell. He's a dragonborn fella. Kind of bronze looking. Kind of heavy set. Decent sword though.
Covered in scales. Of course, it's heavy.
Okay, and what was the name of the place again? One more time. I'm sorry.
The Seafoam Inn.
Seafoam Inn. Okay.
Spelled C-E-E. No.
And it's a pretty reputable place as far as Sunport goes?
As far as Sunport goes, sure.
My kind of place.
So
All right.
there's got to be some talk going around town about what happened, or somebody knows something. I mean, you got your ear to the ground, right?
Oh, well, I mean, I hear things, I say things, but as far as that goes, it was weird, but weird things happen. People do all kinds of weird stuff here, but
That they do.
I didn't see it. I didn't see the portal, you call it, but I just heard people talking about it later, and yeah, I don't really. If you tell me exactly what you're looking for, then I might be able to help a little further.
Well, this seems like we're going to be here for 3 days anyways, Brackle, for your armor, so it's been a long journey. I think I'm going to go to the post and deliver some mail and go to the beer hall. I'll see you guys at what would be the largest beer hall in Sunport?
That's a really good question. I'll get back to you on
The
that.
Seafoam Inn.
Yeah.
Sunport Beer Hall.
Yes.
I can do
Yes.
that. Sunport Beer Hall. So, that's where I'll be. Baracule, I don't wish to die, so I promise I'm not running away. Just that's where I'll be.
All right.
Okay.
If we're done here, I'm going to head towards the Seafoam Inn.
Okay.
I'm kind of taking notes about stuff I'm passing by on the way there. If there's anything that kind of catches my eye.
Okay.
The Seafoam Man is on mission. Leading. Is there a stable nearby that we can sort of rest the horses at? So we don't have to be wandering around.
There's actually one right next to the Seafoam Inn.
Okay, handy.
Yeah. You get a lot of travelers coming through here.
Let me know when I get to the post.
Okay. It takes you maybe 15, 20 minutes to get there.
Okay.
And it's almost all of the buildings in this town are a little ramshackle, but they're painted and kind of decorated to look fancier than they actually are. And the post is no exception. As you come in, there's a human woman standing behind the counter. She's a little older, probably mid-60s or so. And she kind of, as you come in, she...
Oh, yes. Hello.
Greetings. I am, Jorah, a humble servant of my master, and you are?
My name is Edna.
Edna, you're looking absolutely lovely today at the post.
Oh, thank you.
I have a message from my master, and it's a letter that I hope you can get to the right people. And he pulls out a parchment with an envelope, and in the corner he's written with the initials T-E-L, and then he slips across 5 gold as well.
Okay.
And so this was the letter that he was reading out loud earlier in the tent, but it's going to say, to whom it may concern, I believe I have something you want, a mask with a golden eye. Look for my halfling servant, Jorah, at the Seafoam Inn. Meet him in the common room and bring payment.
Oh my
Then he'll
God.
lead you to the proof you need. We'll be here for 3 days. Return your answer there.
I have to mute my mic.
I won't. Holy shit. All right.
He's not as big of an asshole as you think he is. He's give it a moment.
Yeah, no, I got you. It's great. So Edna kind of takes it, and
I mean, sure.
You know which people to deliver this to, correct?
I don't actually deliver it, but I can give it to our people.
Oh, excellent. Can I roll an insight check on her to see if, like,
You don't trust
she
an old
knows
woman?
Oh. DM.
yes.
Okay, I'll roll an insight check. That's gonna be a 15.
Okay. And what are you trying to discern?
That she knows of the group I'm speaking about. Because I really don't understand who TEL is, but I'm hoping
Yeah.
they do enough of a messaging and like their undercurrent of writing.
Right. Yeah, you get the sense that she knows how to get this to where it needs to go. There may or may not be a personal relationship, but she knows how to get it to them.
And will you make sure that they, before they move, that they can send the correspondence back to this location?
Yes, yeah, I can do that.
Wonderful. I put another 2 gold pieces on the table. Edna, you've been most pleasurable to work with. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's my lucky day.
It is. You're such a lovely woman. If I were but a man and not a half man, I would surely make you mine, and then I walk out.
Oh, honey, you
Before
couldn't
she can
handle
say
this.
anything.
You couldn't handle this.
You hear as you walk out the door.
I'm sure that I couldn't. You would make me breathless, Edna. Crabopple.
Edna Crabopple. All right, so yeah, post is complete.
I'll head to the Seafoam and wait for my team.
Okay.
I assume we'll already be there. 'Cause
Well,
we were going straight
Yeah,
there.
Gormer's kind of just following along. He doesn't really understand what's going. Well, he knows what's going on, but he's not certain what to do about it.
Did he follow me?
No, not you. No, he's not certain what to do about where they are. He's
yeah.
Okay. I
out
was
of
about
his
to
yeah.
well, shit.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of reassure Gormer
Okay.
as we're walking through here, like, "Hey, bud, we got this. Just stay close. I got your back."
Okay.
I'm
so you were looking
not
for
much help here in the city, so I'll do what I can.
So Stitch, you were looking for interesting shops earlier.
Yeah, just kind of checking out if anything caught my eye.
Okay. As you're walking down, you get just a slight hint of something familiar. Not necessarily something that you've been in close contact with, but something that you recognize. And it is coming from a shop called the Raven's Draft, or Draught, however you want to say it. Draught. The Raven's Draught. And just looking inside, it looks to sell potions, herbalism supplies, that sort of thing. But as you get closer, you find a slight undercurrent of something familiar, and it is rockburn, which is an illicit substance, and it is coming from this shop, if that is something that Stitch would be interested in.
It's the weeds.
The devil's lettuce.
Yeah, I guess it would kind of catch my attention.
All right. So do you want to go inside?
Yeah, I'll kind of cautiously stroll in.
Okay. So as you go inside, it is dimly lit, and there are bits of fungus kind of growing in planters all along the shelves, along the wall, and the air smells damp and kind of moist.
Would you say dank?
It does smell a little dank. It does. But it also has and rockburn. The scent of it is kind of a sharp, not quite metallic, but almost an astringent kind of scent, and it is a favored substance among the shadier types of people that Stitch may have associated with in his past. And behind the counter, you see an individual who looks to be half-elf, and he's got a bit of a paunch to his belly, and is going slightly bald on top, and he's wearing clothing that looks like it was once very fine, of greens and yellows, but is starting to fray and tatter along the edges. And as you walk in, he kind of slowly, lethargically, turn to you. Hello. Welcome to my shop.
All right, and I kind of
squint, stares at you.
And I say, "Greetings." I say, what do you have for sale here?
Oh, I have many things. I have healing potions. I have herbalism kits for you appear to be a traveler of some sort. I have herbalism kits if you find yourself in need of healing. I have medicinal herbs.
So, in Thieves' Cant, I'll ask him, what do you really have?
Yeah, very nicely done. He will reply, and if I remember correctly, Thieves' Cant, like, it sounds like regular speech, but you're just kind of slipping in like keywords.
It's Cockney rhyming slang.
Yeah,
It's things like, how's the weather today? Man, the sky sure is blue.
Yeah, So he'll answer back and convey that that he's got what you're looking for if you're looking for
The drugs.
drugs. Yeah, drugs. He's got drugs.
Spice.
Do you spice?
He can't be that reputable. Everyone knows you don't sample your own product.
So, whatever his highest grade he's peddling, what is he selling it for?
A single dose will run you 2 gold. And you would be familiar with some aspects of Rockburn. It is relatively.
Is it like catnip?
I guess, yeah, kind of.
I just realized the pun. To get stoned.
Yeah. It's kind of like catnip. It's a hallucinogen, highly addictive, expensive to maintain. But you also know that when it's used, the person imbibing it, while the effect is on them, they are not afraid of anything, and they are unnaturally strong.
So, I'm assuming this guy is of the thieving type, or the ill-reputed, I guess I should say. So I kind of flash him my dagger and show him the crimson pommel on my dagger. And I say, is there any chance to get a discount?
Always happy to help a friend. 1 gold per dose.
So I kind of shakily hand him the 1 gold.
Okay.
And I begrudgingly take it. Not that, kind of give him the vibe that I don't really want it, but I'm going to take it anyhow.
Okay. Alright, so you now have a single dose of Rockburn. Mechanically speaking, this gives you immunity to fear and advantage on strength checks for, I believe I put it at 1 hour.
I was going to say, like, it just sounds like Barrakiel, immune to fear, and
I was about to say, let's
hella
get
strong.
Rockburn.
Yeah, like, apparently, getting high is basically just being a paladin.
Yeah, essentially. Gets you closer to God.
While he's doing this interaction,
Yep.
Gar will be kind of whispering just things to plants and offering little bits of sunlight.
Okay. They respond well. Make a nature check real quick. I just want to see.
9.
9? Yeah, they respond. A lot of them are of the fungus variety, so they
not so much the sunlight.
Right. And you realize that pretty quickly. Some of them are a little more unfamiliar, but yeah, you have a nice conversation with some plants, and yeah, you guys.
Actually, quick question reference to the drugs I just purchased. What's the punishment for being caught with this stuff in Sunport?
Let's see. For Sunport, I'm trying to figure out if Stitch would know. I think he would. It's a fine, and it's confiscated. In other places, depending on how much you're caught with, it can lead to imprisonment. But here it's more of a slap on the wrist, and the guards take it, and what they do with it, who knows?
It goes for the evidence locker,
Of course.
obviously.
Of course.
Yeah, the evidence locker in this guy's basement.
Exactly. This here pipe is the evidence locker.
Or it's taken to be destroyed.
Yes.
All right. I'll keister the drugs then.
God,
I
please
got
tell me
3
you're not actually
balloons
doing
of
that.
Coke. All right.
Is that a deck check or anything?
For a rogue, no. For a criminal rogue, no. It just happens. All right. So you guys are done with buying drugs, and do you want to just go straight back to the inn?
Yeah, we'll continue towards the end.
Okay.
Yeah, Barricule will not have stopped at the illicit sub
Okay.
store.
All right. So you make it there much faster than everyone else, and you walk in. You see Ozzy, sitting off to the side, enjoying a nice tankard of good barrel wine.
Of course.
And
Don't cheat the brand.
and you see behind the counter is a large brass-scaled dragonborn, and he looks like he was well muscled at one point, and then just stopped maintaining. So he's like the wrestlers that you see like in their older years that were once like just jacked, and now like it looks like they eat at Golden Corral way too often.
Oh man.
Oh
Same.
man, no. Man, I've got stomach issues, don't feel like that.
Sorry.
Like, I've been to Golden Corral exactly once, and it was the single worst experience of my life.
There's a reason that reference was there.
You don't go to Golden Corral for good food.
No.
You go to Golden Corral for lots of. Same reason you go to Little Caesars. They tell you exactly what you're getting.
Yep.
It's hot and ready.
Yep.
Is it good? No. It's hot and ready.
So
the dragon's board name was Kel, right?
Skell.
Kel?
Skell.
Skell.
Yep. He's got a dirty white shirt that's kind of opened up at the collar, seemingly out of necessity, so he doesn't choke himself. And he's wearing brown trousers that look to be tied with a frayed piece of string that just barely contains his large belly. And he's just wiping down a few glasses as you come in.
How many other people are in the bar? Or the inn, I should say.
You don't know, you're not there yet.
Oh, where were we at?
Buying
Barakiel,
drugs.
yeah, Barakiel did not stop with you.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yannick,
I shall...
are you with Barakiel or with Stitch? Are you partaking in the drug purchase?
No, I stayed outside that establishment, but I didn't feel good about leaving those two in the establishment. So I'm standing outside, sharpening the end of the shovel, watching the commoners walk past.
Some of them kind of glance, like, they see weird stuff every day. It's just like another tick mark on their weird stuff today list. All right, so Barakiel, you and Ozzy are in this tavern. The rest of the party has not arrived.
I go up to Brass Dragon. I note Ozzy.
I hold up a glass of wine that's just for Barakiel.
I take
place
it
it down.
and then go to the bar, sipping the wine.
Okay.
I'll ask Ozzy to purchase rooms for the night.
Yeah, I can purchase rooms. I have something to talk to you about later too. But yes, I'll purchase rooms.
Oh,
Would you
fair.
like the master bedroom?
Well, come with me then, Ozzy.
Okay then.
And I, gesture him upwards towards the bar.
Okay.
I climb up a bar stool.
All right, and Skell, whose name you have been told,
Yes.
is just finishes cleaning a glass. And, I'll be right with you. Sounds oddly like Croc.
It's the Sunport accent.
Yeah, it's the dialect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Thank you.
So yeah, Barakiel says we require rooms for 6 and a dog.
All right.
Well, we'll require rooms for 5 a dog, and then my captain here will require a large room for our planning.
He kind of looks between the two of you. All right.
Brachion looks at Ozzy.
Look, I'm trying to do you a solid here. Like, we've obviously gotten off on the wrong foot, and you kept us alive in the woods, so mea culpa.
I do not require a large room. Sleeping. Planning? Yes, a large room for that. Thank you.
Sure.
Well
I'll just
thought,
rent out the
Ozzy.
whole fucking upstairs for you guys. It's fine.
Good. Thank you.
Tone.
My apologies.
Thank you.
Kind of looks at
And
you
then-
just like weirdo.
Yes. And then I gesture for Ozzy to pay the man,
Okay.
or
So the rooms run
Okay.
5 silver each.
Okay.
So that's 5 rooms total. So that's 2
6 rooms.
or 6 rooms. So that's 3 gold. 3 gold.
I'll get a for the dog and his master. The sex of the dog.
Bjorn?
he.
Bjorn is a he.
Is it he? Bjorn. Bjorn, yes. Yes. Bjorn and his pet. But yes, and then when Ozzy puts the money on the bar, and I say, and some extra for information, and I put on the table like 3 gold.
Some valuable information.
It's quiet information.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna scan the room and see if I see any of like the TEL markings.
Make an investigation check.
That's gonna be a 15.
15. You don't see any anything with the initials TEL.
Okay.
You do see a few scratches in tables that are like JM Heart EC.
Naturally.
But yeah, nothing that's TEL.
Okay.
Yes. So I ask him about the portal apparently opened near here.
Yeah, just outside.
Now, I require I do not care for story. I want accurate information. It opened just outside here. At what time of day?
It's about midday.
About midday. What time did... Sorry, DM. What time did the Plesiosaur portal open?
Very nice. It opened around midday.
Okay. So, Bragula's writing this down. And did you see it open, or were you only made aware of it because of its opening?
I didn't see it open. What I saw, and I'll try not to tell a story.
Good.
What I saw was it looked like a rip in the air, and water was gushing out of it. And so I ran over to my doors and started putting towels under the door. I looked out, and there was a man standing in front of the portal, but the water wasn't touching him. It was going around him, like he was controlling it. It's the same man who was in the place earlier, had 3 other guys with him. I never got a name, but the man... Sorry, I'm telling a little bit of a story. He talked like a noble. He talked like somebody not from around here. But
It's true. All of you around here do sound, apart from the drug guy.
we take offense to that.
It's okay for us to say it, but not you.
That is Sidious.
No one likes you, Barackio.
I like
Both
Barack.
lady like
you got a point. But anyway, so he had 3 other guys with him. One of them played some cards with Taysir over there. They had a little bit of an altercation, but then they left real quick. And it wasn't long after that the portal opened, and the water started coming out. I saw the guy standing there, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to speed it up.
Nope, that's fine.
And
What am I doing in the accent?
I have no idea. That's weird, man. That's weird.
I've heard it too much today.
And the dude was an elf, if that helps anything. He was an elf.
Yes, that does help.
And you
What
said
was
they
he
were
wearing?
playing cards with someone?
Yeah. The big guy, the real big guy that was with him was playing cards with Taysir over there, and he kind of points a clawed finger over to the corner, and slumped over a table with a mug in front of him. You see just like the crown of the head with very dirty brownish hair, just kind of in a mess. Kind of just passed out on the table.
And that's Taste.
Taysir.
Taysir.
Yep. Taysir.
You
the guy
continue with...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
He was wearing traveling robes. Didn't look.
Not any greens or reds.
No. Not that I remember.
Thank you. This is very useful information.
No problem.
Was there anyone other than this mysterious gentleman that witnessed the portal opening?
I asked around afterwards, and I didn't. Nobody seemed to see it open. It was just once it happened. Like, we see a lot of weird shit here. So some crazy dude standing in the middle of the street waving his arms around, isn't going to draw a lot of attention.
Until a portal opens.
Until it starts to flood the whole town.
And how long was it open for?
It stayed there for a while until these 2 weirdos came and closed it. But it only pushed water out for a few minutes. And then it just kind of hung there.
Did anything else come out of it, or just water?
Not that I know of. Honestly, after a few minutes, I just stopped paying attention and was focused on trying to keep my place from flooding.
Are there any gossips or looky that frequent this tavern that might have information?
I mean, there's a few.
I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back.
All right. Don't need to announce it.
Gormer peas?
Often.
By the way, like at this point, everybody else has filtered in, and as Pacifica and Bjorn walk in, Skell kind of looks. Oh, that's the dog. And
Yes.
continues.
Yes, they weren't referring to me.
No, he is a halfling.
So we're all here now?
Yes.
So as I make my way, and I'm just going to kind of take note of the patrons around if anybody's paying, like, uncannily attention to what's going on at the bar. And
Let's see, make a perception check.
let's see. That is a 13.
13. So there's the little guy over in the corner, passed out, that has been referred to as Taysir. And the only other patron in the bar is sitting in the opposite corner, and is a very, trying to think of a scantily clad tiefling woman, dressed to accentuate things.
A sex
Wearing
worker.
a corset.
Not a corset. It's just a very revealing dress. And
Fantastic.
she has kind of dark red skin, and is just sitting with her legs very primly crossed, with her hands wrapped around a mug of something. And
she's
just
sitting by
occasionally
herself?
sipping. Yep, not paying any attention to you guys.
Yannick would like to. He'll sit down at one of the benches.
Okay.
He'll order a drink.
All right.
And after it's brought and he pays for it, he's going to spend about 10 minutes to cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
Okay.
And he'll just sit there, and he just wants to see if there's anything that stands out.
Okay. So as you finish casting the spell and this conversation is taking place, other than some things on your party that kind of ping on the radar, the only other magical sense that you get is actually coming from the woman, the tiefling woman, sitting in the corner. And I'm not sure how specific is Detect Magic.
It will tell me the school.
Okay.
I believe you can use an investigate to get further information as well. But.
Right.
I learned at School of Magic, if any.
Yep. I'm looking that up right now. So, a very tight, almost a choker type necklace with a red jewel in the center of it it glows very softly thanks to your Detect Magic spell. You can see it, and it gives off a sense of enchantment magic.
Okay. He leans over to Scritch. You may want to talk to her. She may be, I don't know, in a certain line of business that you may be interested in.
Fair enough.
Watch out for the necklace, though.
I was say, as Stitch can't detect magic, that essentially makes it sound like you're just saying, "Hey, look, a woman over there. She might be in the kind of business you're interested in."
Yep.
Which is perfect.
Oh goodness.
I'm just getting to learn y'all.
That's true.
I'm gonna take my arcane deck and head over to sit with Taysir.
Okay.
Is he breathing?
Yes, he is snoring,
Okay.
actually, quite loudly.
I will.
Yeah.
Okay. I will sit down,
Mhm.
and then realize that I can't see over the table. So I go take a stool from the bar and bring it back, and then I crawl onto the stool, and then I pull out my deck of cards, and I press the digitation that they kind of like start filing under his face to wake him up, like they're rubbing under his face. And when he wakes up, I'll be like, "So, I hear you like playing cards."
And you're gonna kind of blearily looks across. What?
Did you get into a fight recently?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? What about magic portals? You see any magic portals?
I don't have anything to do with magic. As
You don't have anything to do with it, but have you seen it?
a couple months ago.
A couple months ago. I'll insight check them.
All right.
That's a 10.
It seems hungover and truthful.
Do you want to make a little money?
Always.
Always. Does he look poor? Like down on his luck, like a drunk?
He looks filthy. His face like has the imprint of the wood in it from where he's just been passed out on the table. And as like he's trying to wake up, he's taking more drinks out of his tankard. His hair is just a matted, curled, snarled mess, and he's wearing a dirty brown overcoat that looks like it is caked with dirt and probably the remains of multiple dinners at some point.
So I'll look him over, and then I snap my fingers, and my cards start fluttering around to stand on the table in the form of the butlers again, like kind of standing in a salute. And I go, "How would you like to do a job for 5 gold pieces and a clean shave?"
I don't care about the shave, but I'll take the gold.
Well, I'd prefer you not to smell for this. So you think you can go without smelling?
What?
Just-
How do I stop?
I snap my fingers again, and the cards start cleaning him up and prestidigitate him.
It's like,
Don't
freak
fight
out.
it. Don't fight it. Just let it happen.
Oh god, I hate magic users.
Well, this magic user has some money for you.
All right.
Here's what I need.
He's like
here's what I need
stock
you to-
still now. Just
Here's what I need you to do. I'm gonna give you 5 gold pieces and another 2, and you're gonna go buy a new suit. 7. That's 7.
Yeah.
7.
All right.
And insight. I'm gonna check if he's an idiot.
Oh, you
Or
don't
he's
need
just
to
drunk.
insight check. He is drunk as shit and doesn't seem all that bright to begin with.
Are you a good investment, Taser? You don't look like a good investment anymore.
Sure.
Okay.
Investment. I don't know what that means.
You know what?
What?
Enjoy the 2 gold pieces. I'm done with you. And then my cards go up, and then if no one else is going to approach the tiefling woman, I will.
Okay.
I'm already headed that way.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I will follow behind Stitch.
Okay. So she's sitting there, again, legs very daintily crossed, with both hands wrapped around the mug. She looks like she's just kind of staring into nothing, into the mug, and just kind of leans her head up as you guys approach. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hello, how are you, ma'am?
Desira.
Desira, of course beautiful tiefling such as yourself would be named Desira. And what is your house?
I claim no house.
Oh, you claim no house. Well, you would have a house unto yourself, I must say. Desira, my name is... He doesn't pause. My name is Jorah, and then I nudge Stitch, and do a quick message of, just go with it.
I kind of nod back at him.
Jorah.
My name is Jorah, and I was wondering if you would be interested in a job.
I'm always interested in a job.
Well, I wouldn't want to ask how much you cost, because then you'd tell me I can't afford it.
Oh.
But,
I think you
would
might.
you... Oh, I blush. Desira, would you be willing to run a small errand for me, or someone that you know would, to go to the post?
And she kind of leans back and steeples her hands a bit, rests her chin on it. I don't normally run errands.
No, but I'm sure you do know people that do run errands for you.
Yes.
Well, excellent. So, I'll definitely pay you a finder's fee, but if you could find someone that could run over to the post and pick up a letter for me, for Jorah. And then I was wondering if you would be able to do some role-playing tonight.
Ooh. Certainly.
Yes. I need you to pretend to be someone named Ozalinda.
All right.
Ozalinda, and she's a very, very powerful arcane user from Talim, and she has her servants, and I start like casually pointing to everyone in here, and she's meeting a very important person from a very secretive organization. Sounds already interesting, does it not?
Indeed. You have
Yes,
me
and-
intrigued.
Yes, and one of your servants, we'll just say for this roleplay, his name's Barakiel. He's been very bad. Very bad.
Very naughty.
And these people are coming to punish him. And you're going to meet with them, but then we turn it around because only you can punish your servants, and we're going to punish them.
Oh. All right.
So, I'm sure
This is a very
you have the...
convoluted scenario. Wouldn't you rather just
I-
fuck and get it over with?
Yes, we would.
Well, that's after. But, like, in order for me to be roused, I need this convoluted story, as it were.
Just go with it, okay?
Oh my god.
Now, Desira, I'm sure you'd be up to the task for something like that.
She kind of just rubs the gem a little. I think we could make this work. Assuming, of course, that you have the means to pay.
I use my cards to flutter my coin purse onto the table and let it shake my gold pieces. Like, I actually do have the means to pay.
So, do they cup it and jiggle it just a little?
Are we talking about the coin purse
exactly
still?
like that. The coin purse.
No, leave
So
it
talking about the
at
coin
that.
purse.
Don't worry about it.
You dirty girl, Desira. You dirty girl.
All
So-
right.
Am I getting any kind of vibe? Do I know that medallion or the necklace she's wearing of what it might be?
Make an Arcana check.
I suck at Arcana, but here we go. 9.
9. That was a pretty gem. It's a pretty collar.
I'm doubting if she's even a tiefling.
Oh, okay.
So, Stitch, I promise
an
you will-
insight check, I guess.
you'll get to play.
That's not
I
much
promise.
better. Nope, not much better. That's an 8.
Looks like a tiefling. All right. Oh my god.
So what I need is I've rented out the large master room.
Mhm.
Going to wait there. And I will bring these men to you. And then we'll all participate. It'll be great. And then I'll leave you with Stitch for his devices.
All right. Sounds like a party.
And I pull out the pinky and
Oh. Well, that's... I won't say it's new,
Don't worry.
but definitely not normal.
I know
for
that
me.
I'll pay extra for weird things like
Pay
that.
extra for the pinky.
Extra for the pinky. And I just put it on the nightstand for you, yes?
Yes.
Excellent. All
Before
right.
this whole conversation started, I tell Gormer, just turn this way and don't watch what
Yeah,
happens.
Pacifica
We'll just walk
Pacifica
over
has
this
been
way.
covering Gormer's ears this entire time. It's not very effective. Like, you can still kind of hear what's going
Oh
on.
yeah. No, he
But-
knows that they're flirting. He doesn't really know what it means,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he knows what
yeah.
they're doing.
That's not flirting. That's a business proposition.
That's a little bit of both.
I was going to say, that's not even a business.
Little column A, little column B.
That's something.
All right.
Oh my god.
Well,
All right.
me and Stitch, my good friend Stitch, we have some boundaries to work out between us about what's going to happen.
Yeah, safe words. Safe words are
Safe
good.
words. Pumpernickel is my safe word.
Ooh.
So,
Mm.
just I need you to know that. And Barakiel's is keep going. So if you'll remember that.
Good to know.
He likes to play with his sword, if you know what I mean. And I kind of like do the eye thing. But I'm like, Stitch, if I might have a moment.
All right. So
What do you got?
we
Are we and Ozzy and I having a moment?
Yes, very quickly.
Okay. So here's the deal. I'm honeypotting the TEL group. I just put out noise in the wind, and I think we might get them to come here because they want Barakiel. But we're gonna try and do a lot of murdering tonight, I think.
Oh, you know me and murdering. I'm down with it.
Clearly, you and your Pinky. What orifices it might go in, I am not sure tonight, but we'll find out.
Truly an inspirational quote. You know me and murdering, I'm down with it.
That will be the future.
Yes. Yep.
Oh my god.
That's what I have to share with him.
Okay.
I
right.
basically let him in on all my plans.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. And it is now 8 o'clock. So that is going to be where we end. Episode
Shit
3.
got weird.
Episode 3.
What a note to end it on.
Session 2 of Forever DM No More. Oh my
Thanks
god.
for having me.
Yeah. What a debut episode. Yeah, wow. That did get weird. I hope you guys had fun with it, though. I know we did. That's D&D. Things get weird sometimes.
Sometimes?
Most of the time. All the time, let's be honest. I would like to thank everybody that has stuck with us for the entire broadcast, and even the people who had to duck out early. Thank you for tuning in the first place.
Yes.
This episode will be up on YouTube later tonight to watch on demand, assuming that YouTube doesn't mess with the processing like it did last time. Who knows? It'll at least be available by tomorrow morning.
Awesome.
Thank you, Quentin, for joining us. Hope to have you back soon. Next week, Hannah will be back, and I won't have to try to keep track of what she would be doing, as well as everything else. We don't know her well enough. It's hard to roleplay someone you don't know that well.
Oh, totally.
It's true.
But yeah, we will pick it up next week, same time, same place, where we'll see if Ozzy's convoluted and very sexy plan.
I think, honestly, I think it's a pretty
fruition.
good plan.
No, it is. It's fantastic. I am excited to see how it goes.
Watching all of your faces, like, oh my god.
Yeah, at first when you
Ozzy's
It was fantastic.
ordering a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you... I kind of realized what you were doing when you sent out a letter. I was like, okay, I think I'm onto him. And then you bought the room for him, and I was like... I'm missing something here.
All right.
Yeah, I definitely thought you were trying to get me.
No.
I mean, you still might be.
Still might be. Oh, a double cross.
No.
Quadruple cross.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
not high enough of a sorcerer yet to be broken to deal with all of you, so I've got to wait
eventually,
along.
we'll get there. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you to my wonderful players. You guys make this so much fun, and I can't wait till next week. So until then,
Awesome.
Until then,
Also,
yeah.
Also, before we end, I want to say thank you to our DM for taking us out of the
Yes.
running this
Yeah.
game for us.
Yeah.
You're very welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, so session 3 / episode 4 of Forever DM No More next week, Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Daylight Time. I can never keep it straight, whatever it is. And we'll see you then. And until then, remember, keep it friendly.
Woo!
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Sleep well.